Howdy, it's Jim Morado. I'm driving right now through part of downtown Lexington, Kentucky, and this actually happened on May 23rd, 2021. I wanted to swing by one of my favorite coffee shops in Lexington. Well, we just passed another nice coffee shop in downtown Lexington right there. But one of my all-time favorite coffee shops, Common Grounds, in downtown Lexington. This was its last day to be open. And Common Grounds does have some other locations, mostly on the UK campus, but they've had this really nice location downtown since 1992. And it's in a cool old house, and it's just been such a nice classic coffee shop to go into. And I've always anytime I've been downtown, I've tried to stop there. In fact, I can't remember the very first time I ever went there. I'm sure it was sometime in the 90s when I was going to college, not at UK, but at Berea. And I remember we would come up to Lexington and just hang out. And I know that we went here a time or two at that time. And then I've been coming here, as much, like I said, as much as I can ever since. And we just pulled up to the coffee shop, and we're walking in. And yeah, so this coffee shop at this location had been there for almost 30 years. And yeah, it's like an old house. There's several rooms, and there's kind of a main area that we're going towards. But yeah, it's just been very cozy. And I know at one time, some time ago, they used to even let you get your own refill, so you could just kind of go up and walk behind the counter and get your own refill, which I thought was pretty cool. Of course, now with COVID and stuff, that wouldn't be an option. And I'm not even sure how long they did that for, but I just remember I'd go up and they would just tell me, oh yeah, go ahead and get your own refill. So it's a pretty casual, laid-back place, and I've just really enjoyed it. But yeah, we stopped by here on what I believe was their last day open, again, which was May 23rd, 2021, and it was just really sad. We got here fairly early, and they actually had a fairly good crowd coming in later during the day. I figured this location did a pretty good business, but I know it and other coffee shops downtown, and there's been some vandalizing going on, which is not cool at all. And I'm sure that probably affected and probably influenced the their eventual plan to close down. But it was just very sad. And like I said, I've been here a number of times. I've seen a lot of live music here. I haven't recently, of course, with COVID and stuff, but I do remember going in here several times and seeing mostly some really good local musicians play. And I do know back in, I want to say it was 2008, they had Richard Julian here. And he was, I guess you'd kind of call him a folkie that was sort of making a nice little run back at that time. He'd opened up, I want to say he'd opened up some shows for Norah Jones and maybe Bonnie Raitt. Anyway, he was a really fun musician. I haven't kept up with him lately though, but he played here one night to maybe 10 people. And I don't know if they just didn't promote it or what, but it was one of those kind of shows you felt really lucky if you were there, just because there was somebody who was, kind of making a name for himself at that time. And it was just a small show. And he was really nice and kind of hung out with us after the show and stuff. I think he appreciated the people that came down to see him. I had a couple of friends who were really into him, and they were, calling for songs and that sort of thing. And hopefully that meant, I'm sure that meant a lot to him, coming down to Lexington. I want to say it might have been on a weeknight too, so anyway, but yeah, I've seen some nice shows there. If anybody has any info about what happened to Richard Julian, let me know. I don't think he's put anything out the last several years, but I know I've got a couple of his albums laying around. But yeah, this has just been a great place to come Common Grounds. I know I've been here even on weeknights with nothing going on, and they've had good crowds. It's a good place to take a book with you and read, get some refills of coffee and some pastries. And it's just it's sad that this place is no more. And I actually drove past a few days later, and it's obviously vacant. And I'm sure that they'll get somebody else in here, another business. It'd be nice to see another coffee shop, but I doubt that'll happen. And I know Common Grounds. There's another location here in Lexington on Richmond Road, and I do go there whenever I can. It's kind of in a little strip mall, I guess you would say. It's next to a Jersey Mike's and another restaurant, and it's very nice. But yeah, these kind of coffee shops are becoming extinct, and it was really sad to see this one call it quits after, like I said, almost 30 years. The people working there weren't alive when that coffee shop went into business. And yeah, I took a few pictures. I thought I'd put those up too. I was here a couple of weeks before they closed. I took some pictures, and then I was here the very last day they were open. And yeah, that's sad. There's the Common Ground sign, and then the basically call if you want that retail space sign. And they always had cool art up, cool local art, photos, that kind of thing. There's the cup of coffee I had on their last day open. They weren't using their usual Common Grounds sleeves, but I thought I should take a picture of my last coffee that I would have there. Yeah, they had this really cool mural set up in the back. Yeah. Yeah, just well done. I wonder what'll become of that mural. I don't know if they were able to take that with them or if that was on the wall. Just imagine that was painted directly on the wall. And the walls, yeah, the art had been taken down from the walls, which was just sad. Nice young people working there. Always had a good experience. They knew what was going on campus and that kind of thing. Yeah, this was from a couple weeks earlier. I had a cup of coffee, and that's the Common Ground sleeve that they use. Anyway, yeah, and this is me driving away on the last day they were open. I hope you got to make it to Common Grounds in downtown Lexington before they called it quits. It was very sad, but there are other good coffee shops in Lexington. Many good coffee shops, actually. I probably should mention them, but it was sad to see this one fold.